Rightio guys, we are here with Mick from Zero Termite and Pest. Mick, thanks for talking to us today, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Now we're going to talk about probably one of our second favourite topics after auctions, building and pest inspections on houses. Obviously a super important part of the process for both the seller and the buyer. So we're just going to run through a couple of questions with Mick, get his professional opinion on why you should do building and pest inspections and a couple of the intricacies there. So Mick, as a buyer, why is it a good idea to get a building and pest inspection?
Well, I guess buying a property is one of the biggest investments you're ever going to undertake. So you want to make sure that it's all kosher. The building is structural integrity is fine, and from a pest side of it, you want to make sure that there's no timber pests heading towards your house. So it's a matter of educating your client, finding out all the conducive conditions that termites like, etc. So
yeah, right.
Just educating the client is the main thing.
Yeah, for sure. And we were chatting about this sort of before we put the cameras on, but one of the things we have a discussion with our sellers these days is having a building and pest before they go to market. Now, where do you sort of sit with a seller getting a building and pest, and where have you sort of seen some concerns in the industry?
It is a good idea. You can do it two ways. You can certainly get a building and pest right before you're about to put it on the market, and hence have an open book so the report is on the table.
Yeah, sure.
And so look, we're transparent here, but on the other hand, if we find a few things wrong with the property and this report is on the table, then it might put people off. So I would suggest it's a great idea, but maybe do it a little bit beforehand.
Yeah, sure.
And then anything that we identify in the report that needs attention, you can address it and then put it on the market, and happy days.
Yeah, sure. And I guess the discussion point around, from us, from a real estate agent point of view, is the challenges that we have, that Mick was talking about. If something is detrimental to the house or is quite bad, we actually have to disclose that. And Mick was actually saying before, one of the great things that these guys do is they'll identify what the problem is, but then also just give you the quick solution of how to actually fix it. And for us, it makes the negotiation a lot easier, and it puts you in a much better position as a seller as well to get the best price for your property if everyone knows what's going on, or if there was a minor issue beforehand and that's actually been sorted out. It actually works out great for everyone. So I think it's a really important thing, and it's great that you sort of looked at the both angles there. Now, when it comes to apartments, because obviously houses are a big thing, and there's a lot of quite old homes up here on the Sunshine Coast. When it comes to an apartment, so it's under strata, is it a good idea to get a building and pest in that situation?
Absolutely. It's pretty much the same process that we go through, but the only thing I would say is if it's an adjoining apartment or on top of each other apartment sort of thing, you can inherit other people's conducive conditions. Like if someone's got a leaking bathroom and your apartment's below it, well,
yep.
that's gonna head down to your way, your apartment.
Yeah.
So pretty much all pests like heat and water, and that's what attracts them to buildings. So if a strata apartment or whatever is got this water issue, then you're going to inherit that. So it's a good idea to go through the same process.
Yeah, sure, because I guess, if someone, it's not really the sort of thing that the strata committee is going to be looking for, but a lot of the situations, I guess, in an apartment is it could fall under the strata having to fix it anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it's probably good to get it identified quick, smart, and get it sorted out.
Absolutely.
Or if it flags an issue that you maybe don't want a part of, so that maybe makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, one of the challenging things that we always find with building and pest inspections is a lot of the reports come back about 1,000 pages thick with a lot of caps lock and a lot of red.
Yeah.
Now, what are, I guess, the scary things? What are the things that are really a problem that can really mess up a sale, I guess, or that you need to highlight? Because obviously you're bound by a lot of guidelines and regulations as well.
Yeah, the two main things that I look for on a building and pest, or the pest side of it, is there a current termite management system in place?
Yep.
Straight away, if there's no management system in place, then pretty much it's going to come back as a high risk.
Sure. And what
property.
sort of stuff is what is a management system?
So there's two main management systems for an existing house that you can put in. There's a chemical barrier.
Yep.
So I like to tell my clients, imagine your house is your castle. You need to create a moat of chemical around the slab edge.
Yeah, right.
So that sort of deals with any termites heading towards your property. Or there's a baiting system, which is we use that when there's a house on piers, so it's up off the ground
Yep.
and it's not on a concrete slab. So they're the two main management systems that we sort of undertake these days. So we look for those to see if there's a current one in place. If not, we encourage them to look at that down the track.
Yeah, sure.
The other things we look for, like I was mentioning before, is conducive conditions. So we report on, like water leaks,
Yep.
Air conditioner runoffs that are dripping next to the wall, and as I said
Yeah,
previous,
do see a fair bit of that actually out there.
yeah, you do. That people don't, they don't know about these things, and they're not expected to. So that's the whole purpose of the report. So any sort of water leaks, timber and ground, which is also touching the property, we report on all those things. Garden edgings, gardens up against your walls.
Yep.
So it's pretty much all the conditions that pests like. We tell the client, you need to take these things away from the property, because termites and all pests are going to enter your home if there's something there they like. It's attracting them. So if you take those things away, less chance of getting attacked by termites.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so in your reports, you literally have like here's the current situation, here's the suggested solution.
Yep, absolutely.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh,
So
that's great.
it covers all that. And we try not to scare the client, so but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So but we like to leave the client a lot more termite savvy by the end of the inspection and report. We always sit down and have a chat with them.
Yep.
And we're open to any phone calls at any time after we send them the report. Just give us a call. We're happy to go through it with you, because they do look a bit scary sometimes. But it's just a matter of educating and pointing out things. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. And so if you're actually keeping on top of things, like how often should you be getting, or even just I guess a basic pest inspection once you've actually purchased a house?
I would say annually.
Yeah, right.
If you've got a termite management system in place, we still like to say, get a termite inspection done annually, because in that time you may do something to compromise your termite management system. You might put a garden up against your wall. You might have a leak in your bathroom, which is just happened in the last 12 months. All those things. So we identify all those things and help you get on top of them before it's too late, because they're the things that are going to attract termites. And as far as pests goes, like having palms up against your house, that's just going to attract ants and rats and stuff like that. So we just it's just about educating the client. So every time we have an inspection or even just a pest control, it's a matter of educating the client. And not just going there to spray chemical.
Yeah, nice, because that's not always the best thing to do, is it?
No.
Now, obviously, we're in Queensland. Those bloody big spiders. What's the best way to keep spiders out of your house in Queensland?
Well, most of the big spiders here are huntsmen's, and so whilst they look quite scary, they are very harmless.
Yeah.
They're ground dwellers, so they're always on the move. So a normal pest treatment will keep them out, but they're always on the move. So you may get one or two in your house from time to time, but just got to remember they're harmless. So.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Excellent. Okay, that's pretty much it from us today here with Mick. I hope you guys have learnt something about what to do to keep the pests under control and what to do in the buying and selling situation. If you guys have any questions, as always, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you need to, jump on the phone and we'll do what we can to help you out. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Mick.
Cheers, mate.